of the Forge, where two enter, one leaves champion, and one leaves beaten, battered, and bruised. This week we have two top-level tournament constructed players. We have S1AL, or as I call him, Bob. He has played in a number of events lately, doing quite well, including, I believe, a top 4 finish at the Gauntlet this last week. Don't ask me how I did. You don't want to do that. All right. We also have DBatterskull joining us. He hasn't been playing long, but he's been doing quite well. He's been tearing up the constructed queue, and so he's looking to test his game against one of the elite tournament players in the game, because he intends to be one himself and show today that he can take on anyone. All right, so let's go ahead and look at Bob's list, or S1AL, whatever you call him. So, Jake, there's a card on here. I'm not kidding. I don't know what it does. I just don't know what Tremor Charge does. I sort of know what it does. I think it gives a move and, like, +3. Now,
Tremor Charge is a good card.
Tell me about it. I mean, describe the card. What does it do?
It does things.
Oh, it does things, does it? Wow. Okay. I wasn't sure where we were going with this, but I don't have my SoulForge open in front of me. So I'm going to say that it does, we'll say it buffs a character, +3 attack power, and move. I'm going to go with that.
Okay. No.
No?
Mobility 1
Okay.
and 4 HP.
Oh, interesting.
And then at level 2 it's mobility 2 and 8 HP, and then mobility 3 and 12 HP.
That's actually interesting. It goes really well, potentially, with Echo Wisp.
Hey guys, apparently Jake's muted.
Oh, Jake's muted, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry.
Really
There we go. Jake is no longer muted. Darn it. I was hoping we could do the whole show with Jake muted. Yeah, the show would have improved substantially, but that's okay. All right, so as Jake was saying, it does HP. It's an HP buff and move, which is pretty interesting. It feels like you could put that on a number of guys. The problem I have with HP buffs, what do you think my problem is, Jake? What's my problem with HP buffs?
I think your problem is you don't like cards that are good. You like bad cards.
That's not my problem. My problem is this little card called Spite Mage, who is less prevalent now. So a card like Tremor Charge becomes better, and of course you don't have to play it against the deck running Spite Mage, but you don't want to 2-for-1 yourself by putting, giving a guy more hit points and then having him die. At least if you're giving them attack, you're doing something with it. So like a Warmonger mod or something, you can do crazy bursts. So in theory, I love the idea of Tremor Charge. I haven't used it yet in Constructed because I feel like it's risky. I like it in Draft, and I'm interested to see how S1 uses it here in Constructed. Any other thoughts about this deck, Jake?
It's an interesting deck. I haven't seen a deck like this played in a fair while, I think. Maybe that's just me not playing against the right people. I don't know.
No, I agree. I haven't seen really anyone playing Flame Shaper. I haven't seen anyone really playing Stormcaller outside of like a Big Dumb Animals deck.
Yeah.
It just
Mutants
feels
and the like.
It's an interesting deck. It kind of feels like a bunch of decent cards put together, but I'm guessing that's not what it is. So I'm really actually looking forward to seeing this deck in action, because to be perfectly honest, I'm not really sure how to evaluate it. I'm not sure who he's looking to put Tremor Charge on. Maybe it's like a level 2 and level 3 Shaper, so that it both sticks around longer. Then if they block it, you just move out of the way, and so it takes a little while to actually get any damage on it. That could be how it works out. I really don't even know how exactly he's going to play this, other than he's going to put Shapers down, he's going to be playing spells and doing big damage.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah. So this is the first time where I've seen a list and I've said, I don't really know how to evaluate it. Like, I don't know if this is a good list, a bad list. I have to assume it's not a bad list, or he probably wouldn't be running it. So, looking forward to seeing it in action. So let's take a look at our other player, DBatterskull. He has a little bit more of a standard list, running NT. Anything you see here that's jumping out at you?
I'll let you know as soon as it pops up on screen. Maybe you can send me the list.
I'll start then. He does have 3 dragons, which I know you love. Dragon is a
Absolutely.
bonkers card. But he's pretty tough to play in a lot of matchups because he's so slow. And he's got 1 crush, which is just cruel. NT players, you should not be allowed to just throw 1 crush in your deck and then seduce me into playing my level 2 and 3 gargoyles and then just out of the blue, level 3 gargoyle, he's dead. Oh, didn't know how to crush, did ya? Bop, bop. That's just mean. Don't do that.
Yeah, I like it as a one-of. I don't like that he uses Grimgaunt Predator in the same deck as Scorchmane Dragon. But, that's a long-running thing with me.
Yeah, I mean, you have kind of an unnatural hatred of the Predator. But even I look at this deck and wonder about the Predator as well. Predator is not that good underleveled. In fact, he's downright terrible underleveled. And you have a lot of cards in this deck that you already want to be leveling in, like Zemus, Dragon if you're going to put it in there. Cersei's not a bad card to level. Spite Mage you're usually going to have to level. There aren't Dreadbolts to help kill things in front of Predator. I'm just wondering how you're killing stuff in front of Predator. I guess it's with Flame Lance, but Flame Lance feels to me to be kind of a poor substitute for Dreadbolt. I don't know. What do you think?
It is, and the thing is, you also don't really want to be leveling your Flame Lances in player level 1 when it comes down to it. There's also, are you playing Dragons for the late game, or are you a Predator deck? Because if you're a Predator deck, you're missing too much of the hard removal, and if you're a Dragon deck, it goes on the board and it blocks a lane, and that can easily mess up your Predator movements if you are trying to do both at the same time.
Yeah, I don't really know.
This is awkward situations.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like Flame Lance is a card that I like to play with Flame Shaper, but without Flame Shaper, I usually look at Flame Lance and I kind of go, I don't know, I'm not sure I like that. So it'll be interesting to see how he works this deck. I mean, it's quite possible that he has Predator and Dragon in there for separate matchups, and that's why he has them both. And in some matchups, he shifts into Predator mode. Other matchups, he shifts into Dragon mode. But generally, I would agree with you that it almost feels like 2 decks sort of smushed together, both of them slightly weaker than their alternative. But it'll be interesting to see his explanation. So before we get an explanation from our competitors, who do you think is going to win this one? Is it going to be Bob and his NU, I guess you can call it U. I don't know why I said N. Tempe's Utera deck that is not a Tempe's Utera deck. It's a Tempe's deck that has 3 Echo-Wisps in there.
Yeah.
Or is it going to be Batterskull and his fairly traditional NT deck? I'll let you make your prediction first.
Well, shockingly, I'm going to pick NT.
Okay.
I don't think Echo-Wisp is a good plan against NT basically ever. I think he has, the tools to deal with the rest of what the Utera Tempest deck is trying to bring. As long as he can avoid getting burned out at the start of player level 3, he should be able to win.
Okay. Oh, boy. I really don't know what to say. I feel like this is a bad matchup for S1AL. Because things like Tremor Charge are going to be fairly dead cards with Spite Mages wandering around. I feel like his main card is Shaper, and Shaper will be pretty easily handled by Spite Mage.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I do have a lot of faith in his abilities, and I want this deck to be good. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say DBatterskull. All right. Let's go ahead and bring in our first competitor today. S1AL.
I can make anybody pretty.
Apparently he can make anybody pretty, except for Jake. All right, S1AL, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up?
So, what is going on here?
Oh, it's a gigantic pile.
It's a pile of
seriously.
what, though? Like a pile of good cards, or is it a pile of not good cards?
It is a pile of not good cards with a high degree of synergy.
Okay. Interesting.
This is, I'll be honest, this is, for me, a fun deck. This is not something I would take into a major tournament. It's something I'll take in the constructed queue and maybe 3-1 with, occasionally 4-0, usually 2-1, or 2-2, 3-1. Nothing spectacular. But it was, for me, a chance after Gauntlet to just play a deck that's fun.
Sure.
And
and so what's going on with Tremor Charge? I have literally never seen even one person play this card ever.
Okay, so Tremor Charge is largely there because it helps deal with Thundersores. Because you don't, as a burn deck, you really don't want to just stick a dude down and have them drop a Thundersore and be completely screwed.
Interesting.
You also get to play it for free off Master of Elements. It does trigger Flame Shaper, and because you have a lot of big bodies in the deck, it can help you. Like, you can move a Stormcaller over, trade with something, and then they've still got to block it once or even twice.
Okay. Was my idea right of going like Flame Shaper 2, they put a guy in front of it, you Tremor Charge it, you move over. Now that turn it didn't take any damage. The next turn it probably won't die even then?
Because it's a 6/14, yeah.
Okay.
And it's not, Charge is not level gated at all.
Right.
It should actually
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah, so that seems interesting. Yeah. Okay. And what's your prediction today? How many games are you going to let DBatterskull win?
My guess would be it is an NT deck, so we get to roll the dice a lot. I figured probably 3-2. I think I've got a positive matchup here, but I think it'll be 3-2.
Okay. All right, let's bring in our second competitor. Let's see what he's got for us. All right. Got a little Jimi Hendrix going on. That's ass-kicking music right there. That's
a
not,
song.
he's not messing around.
Yep.
All right, so what's going on, DBatterskull?
Not too much. How about you, Tiny?
Not too much. I would like you to tell my good friend Jake here why the Predator is amazing. Go ahead. Tell him. Tell him what's what.
Basically, this deck is just kind of what I saw in NT removal while I was playing zombies. That was my first real constructed deck after I jumped over. I typically don't play Dragon in PL1. If I have him in hand, I'm going to discard him because I don't want to get hit by S1AL or by just giving Yetis accumulated value, leveling their crushers or their wall breakers. So it's not going to typically get in the way. And you only really need to kill one thing in PL1, and then it'll start running people over. If I don't have a good time to play it, then Dragon and Phoenix and Zimis and Ebon Skull Knight will just pick up the slack. The crush is in there because Spite Mage got nerfed and Gargoyle can't be killed. Level 3 Gargoyle can't be killed by level 3 Spite Mage anymore. Cull the Weak is specifically for Thundersores, and ideally Aloyan Strategists if they don't have Battle Tactician out. Spite Mage is just amazing. Cersei is kind of a backup Spite Mage. Phoenix is Phoenix. Dragon is Dragon. Zimis is Zimis.
What about Flame Lance? Why'd you choose that over Dreadbolt?
It's not level gated. Is basically the biggest issue I have with Dreadbolt. I'm as much as the fact that I am playing Zimis in my deck and Phoenix, I'm not a huge fan of variants and just getting screwed out of 3.1. If I have to, chuck some, I don't love doing it, but there are times where I have to chuck, 2 Flame Lances at something to kill it. I can do that as opposed to being stuck with 2 L1 Dreadbolts facing down their L3 and crying a little inside.
Okay, fair enough.
It also has some value in the Necreum Utera life gain deck with a Boris Dragon and the Grove Dragon. And just personally, I hate playing against that matchup because it just feels like a giant race to get them below 100. So just nah. Too many nightmares.
All right. So what's your prediction today? How many games are you gonna let?
Clearly just going to 3-0, easily crush. This guy's not in my league. Wow. And by that, I mean it's probably going to go to 5 games because this is Soulforge, and if one of us stumbles, especially in 3.1, then the game is just pretty much over. So,
all right. Well, apparently we both chose you, even though secretly I'd like to see this crazy deck by S1AL do well as well.
Oh, I am a big proponent of brews. If I actually had the Aegis Knights, I probably would have brought in Mono Alloy and robots. So you know what? If he
Whoa.
beats me, if he beats me, I will accept defeat gracefully, and be hopefully the existence of a new archetype will come out.
So just
But
like
that's not-
Tiny Grimes, accepting
that's-
defeat
that's-
gracefully.
Except it's not going to happen, so I don't need to worry about it.
All right, well, let's move on to the game. Since S1AL is the first player, why don't you go ahead and challenge, unless you guys already have one going. Either way is fine.
Nope, not yet. Let's.
All right. It's already 1-2. It's pretty big advantage we gave him.
Wow. That was quick.
Yeah. Impressive. Tremor charge.
Yeah, I don't know about Tremor Charge yet. Guess we're gonna find out.
Mm-hmm. It's a card that there's been some decks in the past where I would have put it in there.
There's also been decks in the past that you put Frozen Solid into. So,
yeah, that's
you know,
that's
you can really say about anything after that, you know.
All right, so he's got a Phoenix down, and I don't know what the right answer is here. I'm kind of guessing he's gonna do something like Double Predator, but it looks like he's reaching for Cersei, which is fine. The problem is Cersei won't actually kill the Phoenix because he'll just move, but it will be on the board.
Well, he can put it in front of the Phoenix. He can follow it if he wants.
Yeah, I guess the issue is normally I would assume my opponent was playing. There's a good chance he was playing NT. And I would be a bit hesitant to play that Cersei. But knowing S1AL's deck, I think Cersei is definitely the right play. Getting those removal cards leveled is going to be really big. But
Yeah, for sure.
Cersei be dead.
Yep, she'd be done. Done. Free spells were had.
Mm-hmm. Was that a shock into a Flame Lance? I believe it was.
Yeah, it was Static Shock into...
Yeah. I'm a little surprised he didn't shock
the lightning card.
Predator. But I guess his thought is 5 is like the magic number, so the 1 is going to be wasted damage.
Yeah, well, I mean, he wanted the Phoenix alive. He has to hit again with the Phoenix now, so... Or trade it for, you know...
No, my point is not doing shock to the face. Unless I'm missing something. Oh, no, I am missing something.
No, he shocked him in the face.
He did
The lightning sparked the creature.
Okay. I think I missed something.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. So, and that's what I was saying. I don't think he needs to waste damage on a 5 because all his stuff does 5.
I mean, it is interesting though that he's leveling his Static Shock because you normally don't do that in a Flame Shaper deck.
I think that was the
In
old
Master
Shapers,
of Elements.
though. I really think,
Maybe.
Yeah, I
Just
think that's
he
the
got
old
so much
Shapers where
value, I don't know.
there were 6 Shaper triggers to be had, and so you just desperately wanted to trigger them all. I just don't think that's how people are playing Static Shock these days.
I get that. He might ruin his Master of Elements. Is all. I don't know.
He seems like he's got a lot of spells. He can always Tremor Charge off of it or something.
Yeah, but I feel like that's not good. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
So what do you do here? Do you go the removal route? Do you play the egg? Or do you play the Zemus? And I think this is kind of a tough one. Based on what S1 has played, he's played a Shaper, he's played an Elements. Oh, I don't know. He's already got one Spite Mage.
He has one Spite Mage leveled.
He's got does he have a Spite Mage level?
Yeah, he has a Spite Mage
He's
level.
got a Cersei leveled also.
Yep.
I think I'd be tempted just to go 2 Zemus. The problem is, do you put him in front of the Wisps, or do you assume that you're going to see your Epidemic?
Well, okay,
I usually assume I'll see the Epidemic, and it usually doesn't come.
He went for a Spite Mage. A little bit interesting.
Yeah. We're seeing another...
Now he'd really like that Epidemic.
Yeah, but he roared it. So now it's...
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see the roar yet on my
so he's still
screen.
gonna
I'm
have
lagging
damage,
behind.
apparently. I don't think I would Epidemic here.
No, I wouldn't have either because it's not going to accomplish much. He'd rather just take them one lane at a time.
His thought might be that he needs to start leveling them since S1 is is apparently all in on them. And now that he's played 3 of them, I can kind of see why he would want to.
I mean, I kind of feel that, but once you're a tier behind, it's
Yeah, but he's only a tier behind on one of the Echo Wisps. So I think the first time it was a little bit suspect. I think there
it's okay.
it was definitely the right play. And here's the problem: he's got the Predator underleveled. I kind of feel like that's a dead card right now.
It's kind of completely a dead card.
That's what I would have done as well. Is throw him down, and he's. You know what? Batterskull is at 62 right now.
Yep, that's fact. That. I mean, that's what we said at the beginning. Was he needs to avoid getting burned out so that he can win with a Zemus or win with whatever he ends up winning with, Dragon, whatever he levels. 1
Zemus 2 in the deck, no other threats.
Yep.
I think he just loses this one unless something weird happens.
Here comes Static Shock, Flame Lance.
Yep. I mean, it feels like S1A1 is S1AL is really just kind of taking over. He's definitely going to play Zemus, and then what? Flame Lance? I mean, I think I'd be tempted here just to clog a lane with a Dragon
Clog
Egg.
a lane with a Dragon Egg. Yeah, I mean, Flame Lance accomplishes nothing here.
Probably put it in
getting
4.
It leveled, so.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because we don't know where Zemus is going to pop, but I would want to give him the least amount of lanes for the Echo Wisps that he seems to be all in on. Yep, there we go.
That works out. That works out pretty nicely for S1AL.
Yeah, he is off to a crushing lead here.
He does. Oh, the Epidemic is in Batterskull's hand, though. The level 1.
Well, that does something.
Yeah, that certainly helps.
So he's got the board, but S1AL's got a pretty reasonable hand with elements into a free spark, into Echo Wisp. It's not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid. Cersei's going to be able to do some decent mop up here.
Yeah, and he's got a Zemus 3 and a Dragon, and he didn't play the Dragon? What the? Wow. That was a stunning move. He could have killed him with the Dragon. He so wanted the health.
The health that he went for Varric's Embrace. Well, I mean, maybe he'll win at some absurdly low life total.
Did you see what happened there?
Yeah, I saw what happened there. It repopped in front. That's a pretty lucky repop on the Zemus.
Yeah, I mean it's a 1 in 3, so it's not that absurd. But I know he must be, a little bit upset by that because that was kind of a game changer. It would have been a lot of pressure, and instead he lost all that pressure. That might actually be a game-losing problem until he went to 3.4 Phoenix, and now he's fine.
Stops the damage from Zemus. There you go. Yeah. It's taking 24 now. Holy.
Oh, that's not a bad hand.
See, the thing is here, though, this is actually a lot closer than it looks looking at this hand because that Phoenix does not do 10 damage anymore.
Yeah, and
if that Phoenix was unnerfed, the game is over.
The Spite Mage is going to drop down to do 6. He's actually got real close to lethal right here.
Right here, yep.
In fact, does he have it? I didn't do the math. No, he's 1 short.
No, he didn't have lethal.
He does have lethal?
No, he doesn't have lethal.
No, he's only 1 short, though, because of the Flame Lance.
Yeah, I know. I did the math.
He's 1 short of lethal. Oh, boy. I think you have to overwrite the egg with the Predator to at least get up to 9, so that you're over the Flame Lance 2. I don't remember what Spark 2 does. I think that does 8 also.
Oh, the thing is, he's actually really safe here because S1A1 has to block as well as kill him now.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Maybe Zemus would have been a better choice, actually. So we'll have to see. But S1AL is still in trouble despite having 3 Phoenixes. That's the crazy part.
It's not enough Phoenixes.
It might have actually been better just to Flame Lance there. I'm not sure. I don't think so, though. I think it's better to have a guy. But yeah, you're right. If these Phoenixes did 10, I think he would. Would he be able to win? I don't think so, but it would be.
No, he would have 30 because it's all 5 lanes now. He would only have 30 damage.
Let's see. How much damage does the Spark do on 3 again?
12.
12, okay. So you can remove the Predator, do 22, and take tons. So it looks like he's dead.
He's dead.
Unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, he's totally dead.
That's
Well and
interesting.
truly dead.
It was close.
Well, I mean, if that Zemus hadn't popped in front, it would have been a lot closer.
Yes. Has
'Cause
then
it
the
would've
Zemus
had
not done
damage
that?
in. Yeah.
I think he might have won. So it's a very interesting change there. All right, so Batterskull pulls out the first one. That was a close one. It was definitely interesting.
It was close, but I mean, basically how it was predicted when it comes down to it, because he lived through to the end game. He didn't get burned out too fast and play level 3.
Yep.
And his better late game cards took it down.
Definitely.
Despite the fact that his opponent had 3 Phoenixes.
And including I guess it was a 3.4. If that had been a 2.4, I think S1 would have won that one.
Well, yeah. I don't think much beats triple Phoenix in 3.1.
Well, I'm just saying, just a 2.4 because he was very close to burning him out. He just didn't quite enough.
Earlier in the game, yeah.
All right, so he's got his shaper right from the start. Okay, so he is going to level a Spite Mage to take him out. I think that's a good idea. And then just level a Zemus, get him going.
Yep, you just want to level your late game threats, and at the same time, he's keeping his Spite Mages on par with the Flame Shapers.
Yep. So he's going to do double elements. Yep, sure is. I think I block one with a Cersei, and I think I would really consider blocking another one with an egg. I don't know, what about you? Would you go Phoenix to kill it, or would you just double Cersei?
I would play an egg. I'm an egg player. You know that. I think your second card, I think I would probably go Phoenix
Interesting.
and pass on the Cerseis. Yeah, I agree with what he did.
Flame shape. 2 more Flame Shapers.
Yeah, it's all 3 Flame Shapers and 2 Master of Elements.
This one's about to get real interesting in player level 2.
And see, this I like his setup a lot more because he hasn't leveled any Static Shocks this time.
Yeah. The question is, do you try to get away with an egg here?
I think he can. Yeah, you know what? You're about to rank up. It's not that far away.
Mm-hmm. He was reaching for the Epidemic. I think Epidemic is strictly wrong here.
Yeah, I don't think you want
He hasn't
Epidemic.
leveled any Echo Wisp. It's just not going to have a lot of impact.
Yeah, I mean, what does Epidemic 2 do against Flame Shapers and Master Elements in
Yeah,
Power Level
exactly.
2?
I think the egg is the right call. I think basically my strategy if I'm playing dragons is if I can get away with egg, I'm playing egg.
Then you get away with it. That's
It's
right.
just such a bonkers level 2 and 3 card. If you can do it, you do it.
So, I mean, that's a pretty scary looking Phoenix, but it's just one creature when it comes
Yeah,
down to it.
I mean, just Spite Mage, it's really not that tough to handle.
Yeah.
And it looks like, yeah, okay, he's going to put an egg on the board. I
Yep.
see what you're
Egg
saying.
on the board. All 3 dragons leveled.
All right, here it comes. The madness is beginning. The Flame Shaper.
Flame Shaper Ascend.
All right, but he's got the Spite Mage to take out the Flame Shaper. He's got Phoenix to take out the
It's a good thing he has a Spite Mage take out the Flame Shaper
Yeah.
because, yeah.
he'd be in some trouble. But I
He'd be in
really
some
do
trouble.
feel like Spite Mage completely undoes his deck, which is unfortunate.
Basically, because when it comes down to it, this deck is all about those Flame Shapers.
Definitely.
I mean, that's the only real engine present here.
Yeah, and it's
The rest is
interesting.
sort of built around it.
I'm very surprised that he keeps reaching for roars on his guys when they're probably just going to be dying to Spite Mages. But I'm not sure he had a better play there. It kind of went by faster than I was able to track it.
Yeah, I
See
mean,
what the options were.
it worked. The problem is that even buffed, his guys can't handle
I think
the
Batterskull should have put the dragon down first there, though, so he could have made sure Zemus didn't pop there.
didn't pop, yeah.
All right, well, finally, Batterskull does not have an epidemic for his Echo Wisp. So, but he can. Okay, so here's a question: would you go like embrace call on that Shaper just to get it off the board, or would you rather do something like I mean, Zemus is the only other card in that hand that I'm interested in even playing.
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah,
to be honest.
That's the only reason that I would consider it, is because there just aren't other cards worth playing.
Yeah, just because that hand is so bad, I think you really do just go for it.
And I got to say, as we talked about, Predator seems pretty bad in that deck. I mean, maybe it's other matchups where he's better, but in this one he's not doing much.
I mean, at the same time, you're talking about Predator against a deck where you got other guys putting down Echo Wisps that you can Epidemic for free. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And the thing is that's really kind of your only real target because you don't have the removal spells to take out bigger things.
Yeah, I just don't really understand Predator in this deck. And wow, things are getting interesting now.
Things are heating up here.
I mean, this is going to be just a crazy end of this game.
Yes, it is.
Whoever has the last punch wins. All right, so he gets to Spite Mage, the Flame Shaper.
Yep.
And then he gets to Zemus
Put
3.
Zemus down in front of the Master Elements.
Master
But,
Elements.
Jesus.
And then S1 gets to come back with double Flame
Double
Shaper.
Flame Shaper
It's like,
3 in hand.
Wow, this is NT at its finest, right? Just like doing crazy things. This S1AL's deck is not NT, but it feels like an old school NT deck. Oh wow!
Like way old school NT deck, without that other part of the deck that made it really bonkers because you were 100,000,000% consistent. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so do you go with a double Phoenix here?
Negatory.
I mean, not seeing your opponent's hand, just trying to do something crazy, because you would get to trigger both of your Shapers if you did it.
Yeah, I think you have to play Lightning Spark.
That's a problem.
A lot of damage. Oh, so he's gonna roar 3. Interesting.
He's gonna roar.
Huh. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
I would have played that turn differently.
I think I would have too.
I would have killed the dragon.
Huh. That's interesting. I think he's gonna lose this one.
I think definitely because he gave up one of his Shapers for free.
Yeah, I don't.
Like if he killed the dragon, he would still have a Shaper on the board right now for this turn, and he could kill the second dragon. And it's easy to pop off a Zimus every turn with a Flame Shaper 3. It's just one trigger each turn.
Yep.
As it is, he's sort of lost his board position entirely.
I don't quite understand why he did Master of Elements there. It feels like you don't want to take the 14.
Yeah, at 36, I mean, if he takes the 14, which he clearly can't, because if he does, he's dead to the dragon.
Yeah, I don't
He's dead anyways. Like this, he's
quite understand.
staring down lethal. I don't know.
I don't understand what happened there.
Oh, my face is gone apparently.
That's good. About time. Yeah, just went to something else. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We're gonna take that off. It's madness. Okay, so S1 gets bested there.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting end because I feel if he'd done the last couple turns differently, he might have been able to stall the game out and maybe push it through. I don't know.
Yeah, not really sure what to say about that one. That was definitely weird when you got 3 Flame Shaper 3s on player level 3. You feel like you should win that. That's pretty much your best case scenario. But his opponent did also get ridiculous.
His opponent did have 2 level 3 dragons, but his opponent leveled every dragon he saw.
Yeah.
And got away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Despite the fact that S1AL is, playing an aggressive sort of burn style type deck to pressure his life total, he got away with all 3 dragons in player level 1.
Yeah, if you can ever do that, you probably win. It's very rare when
you probably win because you don't have bad cards in your deck at that point.
Yeah.
Instead of bad cards, you have amazing cards replacing them. So
right. And now, if only they could play just a little bit slower, so we could commentate on them more thoroughly. That would be good. Maybe we could get that. All right. So the Echo Wisp play. He's going back to the Echo Wisp well, which seems good there. If his opponent doesn't get Epidemics, I'd be really tempted. I'd be really hesitant to play Echo Wisp in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would be passing on it completely, barring playing it with a roar on the same turn, because I'm not really interested in gambling on whether my opponent has an Epidemic in his hand with 3 in his deck.
And if he has Epidemic plus Predator, things get really bad.
Well, then a Predator might finally see play, because that's really the only way you could ever play a Predator out of that NT deck.
Yeah. I really don't understand Predator in that deck. It seems like an odd inclusion.
I mean, if your main removal spell is Spite Mage,
I think
you're
there's
not a
got to
Predator
be
deck.
matchups where it does really well.
Well,
Like-
anything where Flame Lance and Varix Embrace can actually knock off a creature
And
1 for
Cull.
1 in player level 1. And Cull, yeah.
So maybe against Yetis it would be pretty good, and against some AU decks it would be good.
As long as they don't get their buffs off first, because if they buff
Right.
at all, then your removal spells are all useless.
Yeah,
again.
I think Zemus is the clear play here. He's better. Either removal spell is clearly worse than Zemus in my book.
Yeah,
I mean, Zemus
absolutely.
is a
I mean,
removal
why you don't want to level the removal spells at all. You want to level your
spell.
threats.
Stick him in front of the
Zemus
wisp
is
and
the
move on.
premier guy. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you got to play that Shaper. I'm gonna say the Master of Elements as well, and just hope that you can finally get it going and your opponent doesn't do crazy things.
That's
Cersei-
a nice 2.1.
Yeah, Cersei seems like a good choice here, and I think I like Phoenix here as well. What about you?
Yeah, I'd go for the Phoenix.
Yeah, get one leveled.
You need to recover on the board a little bit here.
Yep.
Little does he know that this board is about to get real.
Yeah, it really is. And I think he's going to Flame Shaper 4.
Flame
box in
Shaper,
that.
and then Free Roar, and then boom. And now that is a scary board.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Although, as we can see, there is double Zemus 2 coming down.
I'm really surprised he doesn't have a level 2 Spite Mage. It just seems like how this game has been going.
Yeah, well, you know what? These guys both draw all their good cards. 2.1, 2.2, 3.1, 3.2.
I really don't want to play either of these guys in a tournament.
Yeah, you'll hate it. You'll draw crap, and it'll be like, boom, here's
These
the
are
money.
the guys that I rage about.
Yeah.
Because I usually don't match the draws, but this has been pretty impressive. I guess the question is, where do you put Zemus? Are you putting it in 5 so it could kill him?
Well, you put it in
Wow.
5 now, seeing as you got the pop in front of you.
That's
So,
beautiful.
yeah.
All right, so is he going to tremor him and move him? There's the question of the day. And then
I
just
think so,
walk
yeah, and he
into
goes
a
for it,
Spite
yeah.
Mage. It just walks into a Spite Mage, though. That's why I don't like that play. I think I
Well,
would have
yeah,
been tempted to
at the
go...
same
what's that?
Interesting. He hits that one, okay.
I would have been tempted to go Echo Wisp and then something else.
Yeah, potentially. I kind of like it, though. I mean, if you're going to run it in your deck, I think you have to go for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can agree with it, and I can't agree with it. It's because he's leveled so many Cerseis and Spite Mages. You're just giving him a 2-for-1, and that I just hate doing that so much.
I know. I mean, I don't think it's very good against this deck, thanks to Cerseis and Spite Mages. I think, though, that if he's going to play it in his deck, he's just got to use it when the actual spot comes up, because otherwise, what's it doing in his deck?
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of Soulforge, right? You can have matchup cards, and it just isn't the matchup. But, yeah. I mean, it might have been the best choice in the moment. I don't know.
I don't know. He didn't really actually gain anything out of it when it came down to it.
So the question is, what do you play here as Batterskull? I mean, Ebon Skull's the obvious play. Are you playing it in 5, I guess? Yeah, to put a bunch of damage on him. And then what do you put in front of the Echo Wisp? You could put a Predator down and get one leveled, because leveling a Phoenix here doesn't do that much unless you're sure it's going to player level 4.
I think I agree with the Phoenix. He's basically aiming to get to player level 4 if he can.
Yeah.
If someone's going to end the game early, it's not going to be him.
Yeah, that's true. And here we are seeing again
Oh my goodness.
Spite Mage. Like every
Oh
time.
my goodness.
Spite Mage. And then a drag. I mean, a Phoenix 2.4.
These people know how to draw cards. You know that?
Yeah, and it's kind of fun to watch two people who can both draw cards. It's not fun when only one of them does, but
Yeah, it's not
both
fun
of
when
these
one
guys-
side draws like a madman, but when everybody just draws all their good cards right away, it's just, oh my goodness.
I don't even know how to commentate this game. You're just like, all right, so you draw all your good cards and then you play them. That seems to work well.
as many of you know, I'm sure, this is not how Soulforge goes all the time.
Wow, this has been madness. All right, so I mean, I'm thinking you obviously play the Shaper 3, and then you go into, I guess you battle and then overwrite? I don't know, I would kind of rather not, because I don't want to get the damage on that Flame Shaper, but...
Battle, Shaper, Master of Elements, Tremor Charge, something for a trigger.
Yeah.
Just
And then you get
knock
to
off,
wipe out
knock off Zinnis the Returned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a hard call by him. I think he would normally put it on the 12-16, but with the Spite Mages, I don't think he wants all his eggs in that basket.
Yeah, plus, I mean, this way, it might actually save. It doesn't end up saving.
Right, but there was a
the Flame
chance.
Shaper. But there was a shot.
Yeah. Yep, that seems like the right play.
Koggy, this is more level 3s than I've drawn all month.
All right, so he's able to handle the egg easily.
Yep, the
Is he gonna
burn
be able to
comes
burn him
down.
out here? He is.
Oh, yeah, he's dead. He's dead. He's way dead.
Completely burns him out.
He's at negative 30.
Yeah, that's
Almost.
not too bad.
26.
All right. So
That's an easy Flame Shaper finish at that point.
yeah, there's that deck doing what that deck does, just burning you out. Bunny of Chaos wants a game mode where you start with all level 3 cards.
It would look something like that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. How about a game mode where it goes the opposite? Whenever you level a card, it gets worse. You start all level 3s, and then they get worse.
I like it. We could also just play Soulforge without level 3s.
I like
I'm
that
not
mode a lot.
saying that would be a better game, but I think it has some potential.
I like that mode a lot.
Yeah.
Don't get me all hot and bothered here, Jake. Oh my goodness, we're gonna see a Predator. We
What?
saw a Predator. See, I don't think I would have played a Predator there. I think I would have played an S1AL. Just put pressure on the board.
Yeah, it's the first turn of the game. Skull is like a predator that's already been grown 1.5 times.
Yeah, that Predator's not gonna do anything. He's gonna get flame lanced before he can grow.
He's going to get ignored,
Spark.
and then at some point killed for free. Yeah.
Yeah, I think S1AL was definitely a better play there.
On the very first turn of the game, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, on the one flip side, you could say at least he finally has a level 2 Predator in his deck. And maybe
Sure,
just really, really wanted one.
And there, the predator gets knocked off.
Yeah, for free. I would resist the temptation to Epidemic here. I would probably go... I think I would double egg here. I mean, if that Phoenix were active, I would hit it with a Zemus, but it's not. So I'm kind of torn. Like, do you put 5 damage on that Stormcaller? I don't know. It seems kind of better just to go double egg. What do
Yeah,
you
you know, it's interesting. He has a real problem with 6 HP in player level 1.
Yeah, he sure does.
None of his removal spells can kill those 6 HP guys.
You know what can? Dreadbolt.
Dreadbolt, yeah, that's correct. Also, S1AL Knight, which, you know,
Yep.
could potentially still be on the board if it had been put
Sure.
down in the first turn.
That is a good point. Both valid points, I think.
Yeah. As it is, I mean, he could play Zemus. I would probably put it in 5 and bank on an Epidemic. Or you could even use your Epidemic. But you're passing on dragons at that point.
Yeah, you're not playing Epidemic here. You either play both dragons or a dragon and Zemus, I think.
I like Dragon Zemus. I'd put Dragon in 1. Yeah, like that.
Mhm.
And then you put Zemus. Yeah, probably that. And hope for a good turn next turn that works out nicely. Because put in front of the Phoenix does nothing. So
Yeah, definitely. And he should... Oh, wow, that's why I don't like Echo Wisp in this matchup, because he basically just gave him this crazy Epidemic turn. Whereas before, Epidemic looked pretty good. Now it's like, hey, if you get a bad hand in Epidemic, you just completely wreck my world.
And there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I feel like Echo Wisp is real tough against NT. I mean, now I might play it, actually, because you're in a spot where...
I like it here, yeah. Because you know,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
only got
well,
one
yeah.
leveled Epidemic in his deck.
If he pulls
Odds are he doesn't have it in his hand.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so what do you do here as Batterskull? You clearly play Cersei. But then what's your next play? Again, Phoenix isn't good until level 4. Predator is just bad. So you just level a Spite Mage, say on an Echo Wisp that it kills even though it's under leveled.
It's not a bad option. Yeah, and it does go for it.
I don't love the play, but I think
this is finally a spot where you could play a Predator because you could put it in 1 and have it knock off the Savant for free, but it just doesn't accomplish anything.
Yep, agreed. I like that. I would have been tempted to play the Ash or discard the Ash more likely.
Right.
But we'll see how this works out.
I think it's okay. I think he'll probably play this Ash.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's only one turn off the level up now, yeah.
Yeah, with Master of Elements plus spell plus Ash, that's pretty
plus
good.
Triggers happening.
Yep.
Feels
one thing we're
good.
seeing is a Shaper that actually hangs around. We've gotten kind of used to Batterskull just removing them instantly.
Yep, this one is good. This one is here for a turn at least.
He's really wrestling over what to do here. I'm not sure there is anything to wrestle over. You can't handle the Shaper 2. I don't quite understand his hesitation here. I think the only play is Zemus. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I'd go for Zemus. Those other spells are not enticing.
And I definitely would have blocked the Shaper to make him have to do the trigger.
Yeah, I would have put it in front so that it either takes 5 or he triggers. He blows the trigger on the Zemus.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, he almost lightning sparked the Zemus there, which would just be silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's doing pretty good. I mean, he got the Epidemic, but such a bad place for an Epidemic.
Such a bad place. I mean, you can even just put Spite Mage down in front of the Ashes and call that a day.
What he wants to do, Spite Mage the Shaper, Zemus in front of Master of Elements, and not have that Ash be on the board. That's what he wants to do.
That would be nice.
In Dreamland,
your other option is, you can just put Zemus in front of the Shaper and then Epidemic, and you're totally fine. And that is the line that I expect him to take, yeah.
I'm not sure I would have done that.
No? What would you have done?
I don't know. I really wanted to get the Spite Mage leveled. With the Shaper leveled, it's just nice having him.
I hear you, but if you put the Spite Mage... If you play the Spite Mage, you either have to leave the Ashes on the board, or you pass on putting Zemus 3 in your deck.
Yeah, so, I would definitely have gone Spite Mage 3, Zemus 2 and 2, and left the Flame Shaper on the board. You don't care that much if there isn't really anything to hit. It was only a level 2. I think that's how I would have done it. The other line might have been better, but I think that's the line I would have taken.
I like the line he took because you are at 38 life.
I actually wasn't paying attention to his life total.
And you would leave a 9/9 attacking you on the board the other way,
yeah,
and a Flame Shaper alive. So
yeah, with
I'm not
that
a fan
low
of
life, yeah, that might have been right. He's got a rough hand here.
Yeah, his hand doesn't accomplish a lot, although, I mean...
It's not too bad. You can Epidemic.
You can Epidemic for value, just take off the Stormkiller and make the other one small. You can't get in range with the Predator. Look at that, a Predator doing work, maybe.
Yeah, no, he's working. He's working overtime.
That's right.
Yeah, I think you got to go Epidemic 3 and then Predator in 1 and sort of hope that nothing goes wildly wrong. But this is a 3.1, and he didn't draw amazing cards. He did draw level 3, of course.
He did still have a level 3. It was a consolation level 3 this time.
All right, so what is he going to do with this Shaper? He's got 2 triggers. So he could, I think I would go like...
He's got 2
Shaper
triggers?
3, yeah, not in front of somebody, Collar in 1, and then trigger down the Zemus.
Okay, one trigger you meant, okay.
Yeah, oh, did he go to his face instead of Zemus?
Yeah, he went to the face. He's recent damage.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
And I think I agree with it here because he's got a Flame Shaper 3 on the board.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that he has cards that can do damage in his deck.
And look, though, at my play. Had he made my play, he wouldn't be dead. By not making my play, he is dead. Like, by not being able to handle that Shaper, he's going to die.
Yes, but he might have been dead anyways because he would be at like 10.
That may be, but by the fact that he didn't have that Shaper 3, he is now
Actually,
dead.
okay, he would be dead to just the Flame Lance if he get on your way.
No, that can't
Yeah.
be. That can't
No,
be
that's
true.
fact.
I have to be right, Jake.
No.
Don't you understand how this works, Jake?
My bad.
Okay, good. All right.
All right, we're at 2-2. That's what I like to see. Should we do a giveaway, by the way?
You know what? I think we should.
Okay.
Games have been moving so fast, I haven't really been able to do a giveaway.
I know.
So let's do a quick giveaway.
Yeah, let's take a couple minutes here, and we'll do a giveaway. So if you guys just want to hang on.
See if Nightbot is involved.
Senor Nightbot.
All right, he's in the channel.
All right.
All right, so what should we do as our giveaway? I think we just need to do a regular, hey, what's up, Nightbot kind of giveaway.
Well,
So-
that, or we could ask who's going to win this match. There's one game left. It's time.
Yeah, there we go. Who do you think is going to win this match? There
One
we go.
game remaining in the best
You-
of 5.
First of all, you need to be a follower of the stream to be able to win the giveaways. Otherwise, yeah, tell us who you think is going to win this.
It's down to the wire now. You know, NT came out strong, 2-0. The Flame Shapers have clawed their way back to a tied match.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how they did do that either. If the games didn't seem to be that different, it doesn't seem like S1 has made a huge adjustment that I've noticed.
No, he's playing essentially the same level in priority. You know, sometimes we see Echo Wisps, sometimes we don't. It seems more based tactically on the Echo Wisps.
Right.
Also, if his opponent isn't playing Epidemics, then, like, Echo Wisp gets more attractive at the end of the player level, for example.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. We have someone betting on a draw. It's not going to be a draw.
They actually do not allow that. We will go to sudden death if needed, but this game will end with victor.
I hope it goes to sudden death.
I hope so.
Now I'm so rooting for sudden death.
Sudden death is the best.
I've never done it myself, but it happened to a friend of mine, and he had no idea what was going on, right? He just called me and was like, I don't understand what just happened. The guy died, and then there was another turn, and he killed me. And then I was like, oh, did it say sudden death? And he's like, said something like that. I'm like, yeah, that was sudden death. He's like, I've never seen that. It's pretty funny.
Well, you know, most people haven't, I think.
Yeah, I know I haven't. Yeah, now everyone wants to see the sudden death, because it would be the greatest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we'll have Nightbot pick his favorite for this one, and then we'll do more giveaways after this game is over.
Sure, sounds good.
Here we go. What is the prize for winning the Forge? I'm not sure what the prize for winning the Forge is right now. Our dump truck full of gold has run out of gold.
Oh, the magical gold dump truck is out?
Yeah, so now we are having smaller victories. All right, so
Like a wheelbarrow full of gold, maybe.
yes, we have a wheelbarrow full. Rigger Tortoise is the winner. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, Mr. Tortoise.
That's weird. You'll have to get your code in a couple minutes. Something's not working right. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to game 3. No, game 5.
Game 5.
For all the marbles.
Every single one.
And that's what you get now. When you win the Forge, you get 3 cool marbles.
Or possibly a coin of destiny. Just throwing
You
it
don't
out
get
there.
the coin of destiny. That thing's worth like $200, man. What are you, nuts? Give me your
Yeah,
boat.
I'm supposed to
Probably
give away
worth
a
less.
boat?
Your boat is worth less than the coin of destiny.
Only in sentimentality.
Hey, man. Your boat's got holes in it. It's probably worth like $12.
$12 boat.
The War Chargers have ravaged that thing.
Yeah, it's a common target.
All right, so we are ready when our competitors are ready.
Yep. As soon as you guys want to get going, we can
Going.
off to game 5.
All right, let's make our prediction based on what we've seen so far.
I was gonna say, update. Who do you think is gonna win, Grimes?
I don't know. With all the drawing, I have no idea even how to evaluate this match. It feels like a match that was so heavily draw-oriented that I don't even really know who is winning. Who
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
think is winning right now? Like, who do you think has had the better match?
It's interesting.
I guess it's also the same question as who do you think is going to win?
Yeah, I guess it is. It's honestly hard to say because so many of the endings of the games have been absolutely dramatic flurries of quick level 3s.
Mm-hmm.
Often at the same time, and just, you know, one side triumphs. I would say overall, I think maybe S1AL has had a better game of it. Because I think one of the games that he lost, he could have won.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
could have been a 3-1 victory. So I think overall, he's had a better match of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with NT though. I think NT's
All
gonna
right.
pull it out. I think NT is due for another bonkers. I feel like the NT deck has more shots to draw craziness, whereas S1A1 is really just trying to get the Flame Shapers, and he hasn't missed yet. This is gonna be the game I predict where he misses
he's
on
gonna
Flame
finally
Shapers.
miss on the Flame Shapers.
Yep.
That can happen. Used to happen even with 6 Shapers in your deck.
Yep. Happened to me.
Shocking as
all
that was
the
when it
time.
happened. Yeah, well, yeah, but you're, you know.
Yeah, I have some problem. I think people have hacked my account.
Yeah, I think so. I really do.
All right.
I mean, okay, Predator came down with the epidemic.
And he grew.
That's his spot.
He grew, everybody.
He grew. He's in. He's going to trade for a Phoenix.
I think you just go Ebonskull 1, Zemus 2, and move on. I mean, he hasn't leveled Culls, so that's a question: is does he adjust his game and level Culls? I don't think so, though. I think Spite Mages are doing the job.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Cull does level opposite a Shaper, but yeah, I think I would just do, as you mentioned.
Someone
1 and
noticed
2
that
with the
he
creatures.
skipped a shock on his turn, and
Yeah, of course.
there's a debate going whether he missed it or not, and I think
No, he didn't miss it. He didn't level it on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm 100% certain of that.
Yeah, he wanted to save that back.
Yeah. I think ideally he wouldn't have played either, but he had to do the 6 damage. So,
Right,
you know,
exactly.
you play one in that kind of case. Ideally, he wouldn't have played either one.
I agree with that. All right, and there we go. Bye-bye Zemus. I mean,
Bye
Predator.
bye, Zemus. Predator, yeah.
Yeah, the grown
Yeah, his
Predator.
moment of glory. Yeah, see, notice this turn, he passed on a shock again. So.
Yep. But he might have done that just to save face.
Okay. That's not the case.
That's a joke. All right, I think he goes Spite Mage in front of Master and then plays an egg. Oh. I know Jake would play an Ebonskull here.
Okay. Those are some interesting words coming from Tiny Grimes.
Oh,
King
man.
Of playing Ebonskulls in 1.4.
So my prediction did not come true. He still finds Shapers regularly. I don't know how he does it, but he finds them all.
I don't know what to tell you. They're here to stay.
All right, so it's 2.1. Boy, that was a bad set of choices he had.
Yeah, it was not a great 2.1. He definitely stumbled, whereas S1AL gets his Shaper down.
Yeah, he's like stumble.
Potentially
What's that?
going to get some board control going here.
What's
Stumble?
stumble?
I don't understand.
I thought you just played good cards and drew good cards.
Yeah, isn't that how it works?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
this works
that's-
out really nicely.
Yeah, I think that's a good play by Batterskull. But then here we go.
Yeah, no, the devastation is about to rain
many
down.
Triggers.
It just works perfect. Oh,
He gets, what is it?
it just works
3
perfect.
triggers here, and double tremor charge. This is just
Yeah.
crazy. Oh my goodness! I think I would have considered double tremor charging the Flame Shaper and taking out Zemus
I don't know that you do because
because of the matchup with the Spite Mage.
of the matchup with the Spite Mage.
Yeah, that is the one reason why it becomes a lot less promising.
Yeah.
And this works out really well. He gets the Spite Mage, Battle, and then Dragon wiping out the Master of Elements. He gets full board control.
He gets full board control. His lane 1's gonna die, but he has a dragon down.
Yep. And now what? I guess he's Shock into Spark. He's going all to the face, which is
All to
very
the face.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's 52 though. 52 is fairly high for player level 3.
Kind of interesting they just decided not to deal with the Dragon.
Well, what do you have? 7 damage?
I mean, he could have
That doesn't-
weakened him so that his the triggers that he can do next turn could have done a bit more. Wow, I would not have Epidemic there. I mean, it's interesting because he did level an Echo Wisp, so he's thinking I want that leveled, but I don't think I would have played that there.
Yeah, I would have done it that way. That's okay. I mean, it's worked out okay for him. He's got the Dragon 3.1, and I don't even know what you do against that. I think NT, even though there's a Flame Shaper sitting in S1AL's hand, I think NT's got it closed at this point.
Yeah. Oh God. Now definitely. Looking at the next thing. This is just. I don't understand how these guys do this. I really don't. 3.1 Dragon 3/3. And it's interesting he didn't go for a trigger there.
He wants to get on the board, and he knows the Dragon's already out.
Yeah.
Fortunately for him, that overright's coming down. The Shaper's dead.
Yep.
Zimus is going in front of an Echo Wisp. And, 24 damage at a time here.
Ooh. I don't think I would have done that.
Goes to the block. Yeah, I wouldn't have blocked either, but it's not a terrible decision.
Well, let's think about it. What are the possibilities he could have to kill that Dragon now? I mean, I think
that's
he can
the thing is that it's a lot easier to do 16 when it comes down.
I mean,
to
now
it.
he can do that. Next turn, he should be able to kill him. I definitely would not have blocked. I don't think blocking was the right call. It'll be interesting to see if that loses him the game. I don't think it will. I think he's going to be able to.
I think the game's over actually, so it doesn't matter.
With lethal on the board, I really don't think S1A1's going to will come back.
Yeah, he's not going to burn you from 52, so I would not risk
He's not
losing
going to.
my
Well, it's
lethal
more from
dragon.
-10.
Yeah.
It's really tough to come back from -10.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's bring in DBatterskull. Let me get his music going. I certainly was rooting for his music.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a clear day.
All right. Back our voodoo child, DBatterskull.
Thank you.
All right. So that was the most insane series of games I have ever seen in SoulForge. Do you normally draw like that? Is my first question.
100% skill, 0% luck. No idea what you're talking about.
And the crazy thing is, I wouldn't say it was luck because you guys were both doing it. And so then it becomes this crazy matchup of, I've never played SoulForge where it was like, all you do is play level 3s and you like figure out which level 3 is better than the other guy's level 3. I mean, that was crazy.
No, in all seriousness, that was a particularly good set of games from my part. There was definitely a game I lost in the Golden Gauntlet where I didn't see a single L2 during play level 2, and my opponent saw all 3 of his Alloyan strategists, and I was level 2 Alloyan strategist. So I'm like, all right, can't possibly win.
Yeah,
but
that will certainly happen.
Yeah.
Like there was a game where your opponent got 3 Flame Shaper 3s on level 3, and you won.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was possible.
I got lucky and had the answers. If my hand was different, I would have been obliterated.
Yeah, that was a very interesting set of games. So congrats, man. And unfortunately, the dump trucks have ran out of gold, but we have a wheelbarrow. So the wheelbarrow will pull.
I'll take a wheelbarrow. I'll take a wheelbarrow. I'm in college. I wouldn't know what to do with a dump truck.
Nowhere
to put it.
Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for showing us
Thank
it
you
is
for having me.
possible to beat 3 Flame Shaper 3s in player level 3.
Thank you for having me. Hope to be back sometime in the future.
All right, sounds great.
All right, see you.
Take care.
All right, well, thank you again, everybody, for stopping by for another edition of The Forge, where one will enter and one will leave, beaten, battered, and bruised.